Yo, welcome to Urban Gameplay Gaming Countdown. It's Matt Pepper counting down the hottest games.
Yo, what's good, peeps? We're going to kickstart our week of countdown videos looking at some of the titles that I would consider really good but have been overshadowed or just simply overlooked. I've had so many gaming related conversations with so many gamers over the past few months with some of these titles I'm about to mention that they are either A, clueless or have no idea or don't even consider buying these games. So I definitely thought I'm going to create a video just to pay homage to some of those titles that, in a sense, as I said before, kind of overlooked. Let's be real, 2015 dropped so many hot titles. With all these games released, it's definitely impossible to play everything, but considering when you also take your normal life into account, time is definitely limited. Some of these titles I do feel won't make top 10 games list of 2015, but are still worthy of a mention, and as I said, that's the reason why I put this list together. Don't get it twisted, a couple of these titles here by no means are the greatest games you'll ever play, but in terms of having fun, having a good time, they surely live up to that tag. Don't get it twisted, I'm sure most people have played some of these games I'm about to mention, and some may have no clue that some of these games have ever been released. But anyway, let's get into it. Let's look at what I consider my top 5 games that are underrated of 2015.
Number 5.
Yo, since the release of Assassin's Creed Unity, the Assassin's Creed franchise has certainly taken a hit, given the negative criticism that the game received, and I would have to say that Syndicate has been in some way impacted, as many gamers that I have personally spoken to have either overlooked this title and definitely have not even considered buying the game in the future. For me personally, the game is definitely a little gem. I have never really been the biggest Assassin's Creed fan, and honestly speaking, Unity was actually the first Assassin's Creed that I played in a long time, probably since Assassin's Creed 2 on the Xbox 360, but thankfully I gave Syndicate a chance, and the game is extremely cool and fun to play. The graphics and gameplay is tight, and apart from a couple of crazy missions, I do feel that this is really a top game and is surely an underrated title that people will be talking about in the future.
Number 4.
To be honest, I definitely know I'm going to receive some form of flack for putting this title on the list, as it's definitely been slayed left, right and center. But since this game came out, I've seen some extremely low rating scores on some top gaming websites, and many gamers have been degrading this game. I personally turned my head to it when it was either released because of all the negative impact that it was receiving, but when I ran into a cheap deal, I decided to pick the game up. And let me say one thing from my personal experience, the game is extremely underrated. Okay, the game is mad cheesy, but I do feel that what makes the game even more appealing is the cheesy element into the game. If you're into hack and slash games and something that you can pick up and play and not take too serious, then Devil Thirds on the Wii U is definitely a decent game to pick up. It's by no means the best title that you'd ever play on the Wii U console, but at the same time, for those who have taken the plunge to own it, you definitely know that this game is definitely a fun game.
Number 3.
Now, holding my hands up, I never even bothered playing this title when it came out on the PS3 or Xbox 360 a couple of years back, as I personally didn't enjoy Saints Row 3 as much. Even when I saw a couple of trailers for this particular game on the PS4, I was like, nah, I'm not even going to bother with that game, because obviously I didn't really want to jump on a hype train. But trust me, the game appeared on the PS Store at a discount rate, and I definitely jumped on a bandwagon at that point, and believe me, it was probably one of the greatest decisions that I made in 2015. I personally feel that this is actually amongst one of the fun games that I played this year. Okay, maybe that might be taking it a little bit too far, but as I had low expectations playing this game, I was absolutely blown away by how cool and how fun this game was. For me, the gameplay was just out of this world. Most of the missions are really pure magic in my opinion. Some of them were repetitive, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, in terms of if I compare it with Saints Row 3, this game was definitely up there with 1 and 2 in my personal opinion. I feel like the fans who love Saints Row 1 and Saints Row 2 like I did, this game definitely does the franchise justice. Definitely a game that you should pick up if you see it cheap or if you see it going for a reasonable price, as without doubt I definitely feel that this is an underrated title.
Number 2.
First off, let's get things straight. This ain't gonna be the best game that you play on the PS4 or the Xbox One, but it is definitely another fun title that really packs a punch. You sometimes need that pick up and play game, and Transformers Devastation is just that title that does this for me. Not many people know that this game even available in the stores now or so, or definitely another title, as I mentioned before, that people just simply overlook, which is definitely a shock to me because it's really a cool game. The graphics remind me of the original 80s Transformers cartoon, but obviously on a better scale, and I think that's probably what appealed to me even more because I was a real fan of the original Transformers back in the days. I also found that the combat system was really fun to learn, and the variety of combos that are available to you is really a sweet touch to the game. I would personally say that the game is pretty short. You can kind of clock it in no time at all, but it's still really fun experience to go through it, and I feel if you see it on the cheap, it's definitely worth giving the game a go.
Number 1.
Now, I ain't even gonna stunt. I was definitely guilty party in this case where I didn't even look at this game twice when it dropped in the month of September. We had so many big titles drop that month, but towards the end of October, I gave this game a little try, and hands down, given the fact that I overlooked this title is why I placed this game as the most underrated game that dropped in 2015. Obviously, most people that had the opportunity to play this game knows how great this game is. To be fair, the review scores across most gaming websites are really good for this game, and if you ask people that actually own the title, they'll definitely sing its praises. For me, this game definitely didn't appear on the radar just for the simple fact that games like Metal Gear Solid, FIFA, NBA 2K16, just to mention a few, all came out around the same time. The gameplay in Mad Max is so cool, and not to mention the graphics are just breath of fresh air to see in a game like this. If you missed out on playing this game, this should definitely be a title that you consider picking up in the future. Anyway peeps, let me know in the comments below of games that came out in 2015 that you feel are hidden gems, or games that were just either simply overlooked. As always, I appreciate you guys taking the time out to watch yet again another Urban Gameplay Countdown video. We're definitely going to be counting down more titles this week just before the start of 2016, so make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, and until next Urban Gameplay video, we definitely say peace out peeps.
Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for more cool Urban Gameplay videos.